but like I say, obviously today that's just not going to be the case. As into game we go, we have herO and Maru, and already a probe is just coming straight across the map to try and see what we can do. Let's just take a few moments to get settled in. See where we're gonna go. We're just gonna get ourselves a gateway and a barracks coming down to begin with, so we get that started up here for a few moments. Get this settled down. Have ourselves a few moments of build up as you can see the cybercore coming through, factory coming up as well. We got all of that rolling here. All the early stages. Like I say, I see where things are going to go to, see what's going to happen as we make our way through this one. Trooper hops out. I'm just going to see that starting to move out onto the map. So that's going to be getting a move along here right away. Running across to the other side. Seeing what we can get up to. See if there's any trouble to be caused. Like I say, in these early stages, see if we can make anything in particular exciting happen. As the Reaper comes through, just going to be seeing that Nexus will finish shortly. And Twilight Council coming up as well to accompany things for the first few moments. Let's have to try and come through a couple of Marines on the production tab. We are going to go for the high ground CC, so very safe command center here from Maru as it gets settled. Of course, herO is already through this group as well. He can fight for guarantee in first place. I think he's probably in a pretty good spot for first place anyway, so I don't think that's too big of a deal. As the Adept is going to step up. Let's see the Adept coming across the other direction. I'm going to try and see what we can do. As we just have ourselves the Robo Facility, the Gateway, and all that good stuff continuing through for now as well. Coming across the map, mine drop will set up, and we'll try and make something happen with those wood mines over the next few moments. Just going to get that ready to go initially. Joker's actually going to find the medevac for a couple moments, which is nice, and get some shots on it. Obviously, weaken that medevac, going to be difficult to then get the wooden mines to where they need to be, so trying our best on that one. They're going to make that a little bit of a difficulty. Let's just see the Stalkers once again hitting the medevac. So yeah, if you can't get those medevac, those widow mines ever dropped off, they're never going to be a danger, and that's a pretty good win for you. Generally, general rule of thumb, you take those. Yeah, I think we'll be in the business of taking this one as you see the widow mine drop does finally get through. Actually, will get burrowed, but herO is still paying attention to it and is going to pull the probes nicely. So not too much success there. Widow mine on the natural. Ooh, good retargeting initially to try and get some extra damage done as herO started to pull away. Trying to guarantee some extra probes, but herO honestly deals with that pretty well also now. See, Stalker's actually going to come straight through. They're actually going to blink on top of that siege tank, so immediate aggression going well here for herO as he blinks on top of the tank, now going after some of those Marines as well. Tank going to fire back a few probes, and SCVs going down at the moment, so a little bit more damage being done. Just going to be seeing those Stalkers continue to play cleanup on some of the supply depots as well, so again, we'll work our way through that for the moment. Let's set up. We do have our Robo Bay coming online as we speak. Stalkers in the main base, trying to get Stimpack. The SCV repair there is good, is going to be able to clean that up. So it's going to be able to take that down. So we'll be full on, a couple more units coming about as well. As we do see herO just really kind of powering through. The Stalker's going to blink straight onto the siege tank once again. Going to get there immediately. How successful will that turn out to be is the question. We see how Stalker's still going. I mean, SCV's being lost, the Marines bleeding out. I think it's very fair to say that this is becoming a very solid game here from herO at the moment. He's just going to blink in the main base. He will get combat shield, I believe. I think that is going to be an upgrade that does get cancelled, even if he didn't get the previous stim pack that did survive. But yeah, combat shield gets denied here, so that will be a factor for the moment. We've seen a lot more units getting warped in once again, so again, just going to be seeing herO keeping up the pressure. He's not going to let this go now. He is costing units. This is not coming freely. So you're seeing at least a little bit of a cost being invested into making all of this happen. So that is the positive so far. If you are a Maru fan, cheering for him to at least take down herO in this group, because at least herO's having to pay for this, as he does get some SCVs. He's obviously knocked down some of the tech units, such as the siege tanks and so on, and that's going to help you out a whole bunch too. Like I say, there are some definite positives across the board, which you can maybe look at in terms of, well, that could help herO to kind of see another stage of this game or a later stage of this game, or things to that effect. Still just harassment is obviously as well keeping Maru back at home, so as long as Maru is not moving out onto the map, they're probably going to be a much happier Protoss player, because a Maru that's having to play defensively is a Maru that is not up in your face, trying to take good positions and trying to make it very difficult for you to survive. So I'm going to say that that's a pretty big win that herO is leaning upon right now as well, from where this game is going and what's coming of it. We're just going to turn around, actually going to go for the siege tank for a few moments. The SCVs are pulling as Maru just says, enough is enough, let's get across the map and let's make something happen here, because I'm sick of kind of getting bullied around. Don't really blame him. I do think it's not a bad time for Maru just to say, screw it, let's go. I think he is kind of on the point where if you don't do something soon, you're going to be ending up in just overall a lot of trouble. So here we go. He actually gets a decent concave to try and jump on these Colossus with. I mean, is it enough? Is going to always be the question. And the answer is no. herO is going to take game number 1 just like that in return, but let's see. Why is herO wearing clothing of the German football club, BVB? Probably because he's a fan and he just has that jersey. Don't think it's anything too deep. Don't think it's a sponsor or anything along those lines. It's just a personal clothing outfit choice. Alright, couple of refineries coming up, barracks on the way in. We got our simulators coming online as well, so we get all of that going just for a moment here. Big orbital depot coming through. Just going to get a little bit of everything on the way to begin with. So a few different bits and pieces that are needed for the early game as we settle down in what could be our last game of this week's Masters Coliseum action. Again, I'm sorry I missed yesterday, guys. Can't really do much when they don't tell me schedule changes. So again, just apologies for not being here yesterday to get the start of this group. Obviously, we'll be back next week. Next week it is Saturday, Sunday, at least still on Wikipedia. So yeah, we will be back for the full coverage next week once again. 0-3 Maru. I know, that's kind of a crazy result. To be fair, I could see him losing to herO, and I could see him losing to Gumiho. I think the real shock here, I think this is all a series of events, right, where he loses to Lancer. That's a shock. That's an upset. The 0-3 I don't think actually matters that much, because I think Gumiho is very good, but I think the moment he lost versus Gumiho, you're never going to see 100% Maru against herO. Maru, I don't feel like Maru is ever a player that plays with some like purpose to prove. I really feel like he's just like, oh, I'm out. Okay, well, I'm just going to chill out. And obviously, he has to play the games, right? But I really don't see Maru as this like, okay, I'm going to prove that I could have beaten herO and beaten top. He's just like, okay, you know, I'm not in try-hard mode at all, whereas herO's still trying to get a better seed. So I really feel it's just like that. Lost to Lancer is the concern, because he loses to Gumiho, and I think that's fine. Gumiho plays some very good TvT lately. Clearly, Maru's is maybe not as up to par, but I don't think there's any shame losing a best of 3 TvT to Gumiho. I mean, first game was pretty fun mech versus mech. I even think is Gumiho's stronghold. And then you play game 2, and Gumiho hits you with a funky one-baser, and you just can't quite control that. Like I say, unfortunately, that's just enough to knock you out the tournament already, though, before we even see you play herO. So, yeah, sad. As do you have a hallucination coming across the other side of the map, trying to see a little bit of what is going on, trying to figure out what's happening here over the next few moments. Raven, SCV, Marine. We'll continue online as we, again, just take a few moments to get set up. See where we're going to get to, see what's going to come about of all this. And it's going to deal with the Widow Mine drop pretty nicely to begin with, so already getting those in position. You know, like I say, start dealing with that pretty nicely. Just very comfortably clearing that up. We have our Phoenix and our Stalkers continue to come by, and they're just going to continue across the other way for a few more moments as we take a setup in this game. Phoenix will come gather together once again, so just going to get set up over here. Bring those straight across again, and again, just going to be having our Twilight Council on Forge all coming up. Stalker's going to hit the Reaper, the Sentry going to be there, pops up the Hallucination. Means we'll try and fend that hallucination off. Obviously right now, herO just picking up all the information he ever needs in this game just to know exactly where he's at, exactly what is going on. So he's going to have 0 surprises coming his way. Again, Stim Combat +1. Continue to come through for now. We get all of that going. And we'll just see our Phoenix coming through to lift up a few of those SCVs again. So again, just a little bit more damage being dealt. Phoenix coming back through again. A few SCVs go down. Extra gateways coming online as well. So again, we just continue to get that built up. Okay, it's coming through. It's going to be another Widow Mine getting picked away at, so again, even more damage being dealt. One now as we just play again, clean up once more. Bio will gather in. Phoenix is going to be seeing that Bioforce coming across the map as well, so you have that information to work with here, knowing your opponent is kind of coming towards you. So herO can take a little bit of prep time, himself ready during these next few moments. Phoenix is going to pick off reinforcements as well, which makes this push ever, so much weaker for Maru essentially. So that's going to be a continued issue for him, as he will lose out on a few units here and there. And still trying to get his way across the map, being, forced to chase these Phoenix around a little bit is not exactly fun for him either. So none of that exactly going great, as we are going to see Guardian Shield popping up. We're going to chase straight through into that group of units. They are all going to get chased down. Big chase from herO actually coming up through the middle of the map, so away we go. Really trying to get set up to find whatever we can at the moment. This nation just stepping up first. I mean, if it's absorbed another Widow Mine shot or so, that would have been nice. Always a good thing if you can make that happen. Not essential or anything, though. Not a complete necessity. Phoenix coming across. Just going to be having our Marines and Marauders still sitting through. Widow Mine shots do not go off because we're able to just go in there and just go kaboom and get the lift off. So that's going to be absolutely fine. So clean up on that one is herO supply already looking very, very good, by the way. Absolutely looking great, in all honesty, as yep. Definitely looking pretty reasonable there for the moment as we continue to get settled here. And figure out what our next stage of this is going to be. It's going to have our Phoenix gathering up. Going to see that third orbital going to try and land down. But as it lands down, herO's army is just down that ramp, ready to try and strike. We nearly get a medevac in the main base as well. So again, we can continue to put some work into all of that. So now we have a couple of Widow Mine shots going off, and herO will again respect it and fall back. But I do just think it's a matter of time before he's just going to have enough to send this through. And look very confident in doing so. And two Colossus still building. Again, the +2 and extended thermal lens on the way out as well, so we bring all of that into play. And a lot of that coming by. Zealots and Colossus will gather up. Just going to be having our Phoenix still lingering around in the main base as well, seeing what else we can get done. A couple of Widow Mines just going to come across, make their way around as Colossus going to get active. Well, EMP goes the other way. Colossus is going to get hit. We'll start to work our way through this set of rocks right here. It's just going to open up this little bit of space, open up this area, and have a bit of movement available to kind of move through toward the third base right now. Disruptor shot's going to come in. Bang, bang! Big connections right there. Oh, Colossus, Zealot, Stalkers, Phoenix. I mean, we're just going to commit to this as herO. As he runs straight into it, and he is going to just laser down absolutely everything. That is going to be GG for Maru. herO is going to take it